What's up, guys? It's Pwn for Hire here, and I just threw this random game together. I went in, played 3 dominations, took the best one out of it, you know what I mean? And, that's how I might do some of these things when I have a couple questions to ask some of you guys, so bear with me. Obviously, we're all kind of new to this game, but, I'm here to talk a little bit about the game, but more about PS3 gamers. So, stay tuned for that bad boy. In case you guys are curious, I am playing on Nuketown. It's not normally a gameplay I'd post. I don't know. Do you think it should be? I think it's almost a 5 KD, and it's a 90. I think it's a 94-19. So it wasn't too bad a game. And this map isn't as bad as Shipment or Rust. You know what I mean? Of course, higher numbers are achieved in those, and I'm using my typical kill streaks. I haven't even locked anything besides the napalm. So, I don't even have the gunner dogs or anything unlocked, so a 94 kill game on this isn't too shabby with what I was using, but, of course, a lot of people hate on deaths, which is one thing I want to talk about. I was talking to a sub the other day, and he was like, so what's going on with your first gun of the week? And I'm like, it's 44 and 9 TDM with the Mac 11. And he's like, wow, 9, that's a lot of deaths. Why would you post that on Machinima? And I'm like, well, for starters, getting 44 kills with the Mac 11 and a regular TDM is definitely not the easiest things to do. Second off, deaths really mean nothing to me. I mainly rush. Maps are all sorts of new. I'm not the kind of guy to, sit behind cover and stuff like that. I might, reload in a corner or something like that, but I'm not the kind of guy to hide behind shit usually. So when I rush, and, most of my games, when I post up my gun of the weeks, they're not going to be exquisite fucking KDs. You might find like a 36 and 4 occasionally, stuff like that, but you're probably not going to see, 45 and 2. That's just not me, because I don't whore out kill streaks, and I don't, hide, basically. So I don't use cover, and I'm not saying it's wrong. No, it's very effective. That's just not me. I'd rather be out and mobile. So, that's one thing I wanted to address. And, I said, all right, buddy, go ahead and go do it. Let me see you do better. So, what was it? What was it? What did I say? Was it 44 and 13 or something like that? I'm like, let me see you do better. He's like, okay, watch. So he went out, and the best he can come up with was a 37, like 16 or something. And I'm like, exactly. It's a gun like the Mac 11 is a straight rush gun. It's all close quarters, you know what I mean? You can basically, touch their genitals while you fucking shoot them. Anything else, it's not going to happen. You've got to be, basically, you got to be French in the dude for you to get a kill with a gun such as that. It's not as, it's got pretty good chunks of where, you don't have any problems with recoil. It's not as, balanced as the Scorpion is, but hey. So now that that's over, and you guys are well aware that, I don't do that stuff, I wanted to ask you a question. Would you guys want to see some, high kill games? Would you like to see, like, 70 and 5s or 80 and 10 dominations? Stuff like that. Is that something you want to do? Because I can do all that stuff. I just have always chosen not to. I'd rather casually game and play fun rather than being effective and going, 102. You know what I mean? I'm very well capable of doing it, and a lot of people tend to forget that. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything like that. Just a lot of people tend to forget that I am, I guess, in the upper tier of gamers. I just don't show it. So, I don't know. Would you guys like to see that occasionally? Obviously, I don't have much fun playing like that. I mean, it's a successful way to play it. It's just not my thing. And I'd rather be goofy and teaching and having fun than doing that. But, occasionally, for example, which I want to give a shout out to right now, I completely forgot to tell you guys. It's been up since, like, Monday. That 59 kill TDM in COD 4, which I think is the highest kills for TDM on COD 4 ever, I believe so. I put that up on Machinima, and that's obviously going to be a good taste to you guys, seeing as how COD 4 has been out that long, and just now, I smashed it, because I started on World of War. So that's why I'll put the link to that down in the description. If you guys can go check that out, you know what I mean, and support that a lot, because that should obviously have more views than it does. I think it's at like 11K, which is pretty much pitiful for, damn near 60 kill game in there when there's no Pavlo and no chopper gunner, and you know what I mean? So it was a pretty good accomplishment. I felt good about that. But those are also one-of-a-kind kind of games. Those are very, very uncommon. So, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm good enough to put those out on a day-to-day basis. I could probably get 1 or 2 50-kill TDMs a day or something if I tried. It's just not what I do. I want to know you guys, because I've been in the middle with you guys between casual and competitive. And I guess that can come into ranks accordingly. If I go ahead and I play like how other people do, and I use cover properly, and I use the right setups and everything like that rather than just the goofy things, then that works. But, and obviously right here, you know what I mean, one thing I found is maps actually affect what I use gun-wise from here on out, because this is the AK-47, yeah, right? And it is nothing like it used to be in the old games. I really do not like the AK compared to what it used to be, but this was the only class I had up with extended mags, and you can tell it helped a lot in this game. Had a fair share of kill streaks put together. And, one more good thing for this map is Scavenger. Obviously, Ghost or anything doesn't matter, not in something as fast-paced as this, but picking up the Simtex and spamming them across the map is always a bonus with this bad boy. And, I usually use Claymores, too, because when I get into their spawn, for example, they have A and we have B and C, I'll get up in that building, throw a Claymore down at A, and just watch the middle street and rack up the helicopter, you know what I mean? So there's tons of strategies, and you gotta love the fucking dolphin dive there. And I got a couple deaths here at the end, but it was an entertaining gameplay for me, and I wouldn't mind watching games. People will go like 70-5, or this map right here would be a lot more entertaining to watch. I want your guys' opinion on this. I mean, obviously this is a very common map, and a lot of people have been getting good scores on it. Do you think this map would be like boring, like to the point where like how shit Mint and Rust was? If somebody puts up 105 on Rust, it'll probably be really overlooked because it's been somewhat common, you know what I mean? So what do you think about this map? Even though it is somewhat close quarters, and the spawns can get a little weird, but I want to know your opinions on this. And now to the big fucking announcement, what I want you guys to do. And this is something I want to do. I'm feeling a little unusual in the community, for example, with like Machinima and some of the higher name directors and commentators, ones not necessarily with Machinima. And I'd say 80%, 90% of the community are Xbox gamers. For example, I'm tired of seeing, well, I'm not tired of seeing, I'm just, I guess, jealous or envious of seeing, like Woody and all his guys, Team Art, Onslaught, Gold Glove, all of them guys are in this little, silly little clique. And, I'm jealous of something like that. I don't have consistent, you know what I mean? I want some good commentators, directors that I can relate to, talk to, and are on, the same page as me, the same, they deal with what I do. And I'm not talking about like regular subs or anything like that. I'm sure you guys can understand what I'm trying to say right here, and it's basically it's something I want to have because obviously there's a big variety of things. I mean, there's a handful of other people here on the PS3, for example. You got JX23, but he's in the UK, so obviously gaming with him is I tried gaming with him once and it wasn't too satisfactory for me. Then you've got White Boy, who pretty much does his own thing, and I have no association with him whatsoever. Then you've got Shaggy, whom so many people hate, and he's also on the UK connection. So I guess we can fucking throw the word in there. I'm lonely. I need some loving. So what I want you guys to do is send me a handful of your guys that that are on PS3. Not just good gamers, not good gamers. I want people that are in the YouTube community. People that have, great potential. I mean, I don't want to be like, they have to have at least 5K subs or something like that. But you know what I mean. I want to know some of the, even if they're up and rising. There's guys out there. For example, my close friends like Shopwreckington, and then you've got, Ace Killas, you've got Ambutachi, you've got, a handful of good girl gamers as well that are on the PS3, and then you've got, guys that are out there like Otto. He's a fucking beast. In case you haven't heard of him, he's the first guy to have 4 nukes in one game in MW2. So there are a lot of people that don't have, I guess, have not been noticed in this community, and because the PS3 guys are so on their own wave, or, somewhere else, there aren't too many of us, and I want that inner clique, that sexy fucking bondage, not bondage, that too. I want that too. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. So I want bonding, bondage, all of it together, and that'd make me a happy camper. So I want you guys to send me a list. If you know somebody that's got like 500 subs, a K subs, started out in the community, and doesn't have to be an exceptional gamer, just has to have something good that you think is Machinima quality, because there's a lot of guys that should be on Machinima that shouldn't, or that aren't on there yet, and I just want that that good group of people to game with. I know I game with my subs a lot, and that is definitely one of my favorite things to do. But at the same time, I'm sure you guys can understand. I mean, I know all of you have noticed this, that there's the cliques and the guys that game consistently. You can go watch any one of like Woody's videos, and he's always got Team Art or somebody in his party. And, I want something like that. And I know it sounds a little weird. I sound like a desperate little whore right now, you know what I mean? But I need a prom date, if you know what I'm saying. So, I don't know. Like I said, leave it to me in a PM. Don't send comments because, I've been really busy lately and comments are hard for me to read. But yeah, so I want your guys' feedback. I know there's a lot to take in this video, but let me know what you think, guys. Get it.